Hey, everybody, welcome to Empire's Open Podcast. You can find us at empiresopenpodcast.com, I believe. Right, Ron? Excellent. We have a snazzy new logo going up by Sacramento's wonderful Amador. It's been a long day, guys. I'm sorry. I've been here like 14 hours now. By Amador Noir. You can look him up on Facebook. Got some great stuff. He did an incredible logo for us, so look for that. Anyways, today's April 3rd, and it was the Avengers versus X-Men party here at Empire's Comics. And if you guys missed it, look for these events in the future because tonight we started at 7. We had snacks, we had pizza here, we have soda, we had a keg, we had pugs, and everybody just came. Oh, video games. We had a PS3, we had a 64.
You were so excited about the pug, you forgot the video games.
I did.
Gotta love the old school video games.
Yes, and we had, what were we playing on the old school one? The wrestling.
Diddy Kong Racing. We
No
had
Mercy.
Mario Kart.
Do you know what?
WF
Diddy
No
Kong
Mercy?
Racing sucks.
It does.
I have changed my opinion of that game.
It's nowhere near the level of Mario Kart.
No, I'm gonna have to break down and actually spend the $5 and go get
It's
Mario
worth more
Kart
than
from
that.
Dimple.
It's worth more than that.
Oh, is it?
Well,
All right,
I'm sure you can
fine.
find it for a decent price.
I'm sure you can. So, but anyways, tonight was awesome. We've been having a great time. We kicked everybody out. We've got 4 of us here who have read the new Avengers versus X-Men #1. So, now that I've wasted 2 minutes of your life, if you have not read it, stop listening to this
Spoilers.
podcast right now.
Major
because
spoilers.
major spoilers. We're not
Spoiler
going
alert.
to play around with it. We're going to just tell you everything that happened. So, on the other side of that, if you haven't read it, or if you're not a Marvel fan, if you're a DC fan like one of our gentlemen here,
Yes.
you can listen in and see if this is something that will be interesting. I'm going to be all off tonight. So let's go around and tell us your name and anything you want to say about you or...
Hey, I'm Joe or Joseph. On Facebook. I've been coming here for quite a while, and it's my first time podcasting.
Sweet. Now, have you done a podcast previously on anything?
No,
Sweet. Awesome.
podcast virgin.
Well, we'll leave that alone. Joey.
Don't worry, we're gentle. I'm Joey. I've been on here at least once before, and I help Ben out on Tuesday and Wednesday mornings here.
Well, thank you, sir.
I'm Jake. I've been on here 4 times now. The luster's gone. I'm not in love with it anymore.
It was fun for a little while there, and now...
It's like a long relationship. It just gets boring after a while. And I'm more of a DC fan than a Marvel fan. This is the first Marvel event I've bought since Dark Reign.
Wow,
Long
that's
time.
actually pretty impressive. Then we've all read it. So before we actually talk about the book real quick, you just said you're a DC fan, and this is the first one you bought since Dark Reign. Mm-hmm. What was it that attracted you to this particular event? Because Marvel's had events between then.
The potential for smack talk.
Between the nice and simple, but between the Avenger fans and the X-Men fans.
Because I despise most of the Avengers as characters. So, and I love the X-Men. X-Men was one of the very first comics I started to buy when I was a young child. So, just revisiting the X-Men.
Okay.
The first time in 4 years.
Okay, then what about you, Joey? What was it that attracted you to the AVX?
I don't know. It's weird because I usually don't pick up the Marvel crossovers, but this one just seems.
They can see what's going on video because we're video recording this one, and what you will see of the video will be the heavily edited one because we're not keeping the stuff from before we started podcasting. So, but go ahead.
I don't know. It's probably just because I want to see everyone beat the holy heck out of each other, and hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's fun.
Well, now we're an X-Men store. Mm-hmm. What side are you on?
X-Men, because I don't really follow the Avengers stuff at all.
Okay.
Except I am a big fan of She-Hulk, so
You know what? Shulky gets brought up on this podcast
Way too
more
often.
than anybody
Way too
else.
often.
The only person who gets brought up more is Ryan Reynolds.
Or Batman.
That's why you need to have
or Batman.
That's why you need to have me on here more often. That way, Harley Quinn will be brought up more.
And we'll save that for another one.
Yeah.
So you're more X-Men?
Yes.
Okay. And now, sir, what about you? What are the titles you normally pick up?
Just Hulk, the Incredible Hulk and Amazing Spider-Man, 2 comics
Greg
I grew
Pak
up listening with.
Did you like the Greg Pak stuff for Incredible Hulk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved him. And Dan Slott, I know we're getting off topic now, but Dan Slott on Amazing Spider-Man has been doing an awesome job. Love that stuff. But okay, so then if you Hulk and Spidey are your main two, what drew you in for this one?
Just the fact that you got 2 affiliations of different people. You got the Avengers, you got the X-Men, and sometimes you always have people within the Marvel universe saying, well, I think Captain America could kick
Yeah.
Cyclops' ass, or Cyclops could kick Captain America any day. And this right here will show, everybody who's the best man.
Well, and you got 12 issues, and they're not even going to be able to fit all of that in there. So they have a whole other book called AVX, where it's just reverses, where they're just going to. Thank you, sir. Don't ever correct me on this podcast
I'm a fact
again.
checker. I actually read the previews, unlike you.
I flip through them. I have to order. But they got a whole book just dedicated to the fights, which is pretty darn cool because the 12 issues are going to go fast. When you look at the cover, and as many people are on here,
There's a lot of people on my cover.
you've got two. He's got the. Well, there's the thing. We all have the cool covers, and he got the X-Men Party variant. For those of you who came to the party, you have the option of getting a special cover where Cyclops is in color, Captain America is in sketch, and it was just a special party variant. It says "I'm with the X-Men." So most of you will have the cooler covers, which is the regular one.
Yeah, right.
So before we go on to number one, let's take a peek. Have you guys read Zero at all?
I did.
I have.
Okay, so this is just a setup. Now,
I felt it was useless.
really,
In the overall story, yeah.
now, but you see, okay, and you guys can tell me what you think. The Scarlet Witch part was really 12 pages of introduction to Scarlet Witch. I felt
pretty much.
because they kind of showed us who she was, gave us her relationship or lack thereof with Vision.
Previous relationship, yeah.
Yeah, previously a relationship, and they fill it in for those of us who didn't read Young Avengers, or not Young Avengers, Children's Crusade, of what happened. Now,
Well, sort of. I have no idea why. I haven't figured out why where she was, and why she's back and all that. So,
she kept popping up. Not Hank. What's his name? Hawkeye. Clint found her in Europe, where she thought she was someone else, and he left her there. Real quick, fact checker. Children's Crusade. Where was Scarlet Witch?
Scarlet Witch was hanging in Latveria, almost getting married off to Doctor Doom.
Oh, almost married to Doctor Doom. For those
That
of you
would've
who
been
could
awesome.
not. That was.
Luckily, her children's Wiccan and Hulkling came to fix that. So.
Yeah, and that 9-issue story arc took 3 years to come out, roughly.
No, a year and a half they promised.
All right. He's so optimistic.
Not all the time, no.
So what did you guys think? Let's do the Wanda one first.
Also from Avengers
Scarlet Witch
24.
Or yes, I'm sorry for those of you
Because I'm
going on a
I don't
first
know
name
who Wanda
basis
is.
with Wanda.
I don't know who that is. Are you kidding me?
Wanda, she's been a big part of our lives, sir, for a long time. She's a nut job. So what about you? Do you think this was unnecessary, like Jake says?
I enjoyed it since it's just a pre-release of the first issue, and you get to see, some of the background first. For me, I haven't really been into a whole lot of comics aside just from Spider-Man and the Hulk. I don't know really too much about her or what's happened with her past, but I enjoyed that.
So did this give you as a number 0, did this give you what you needed? It told you her dad was Magneto, showed you that she'd been out of the Avengers. She was married to an android, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I knew about, her past with Magneto and her brother Quicksilver and all that stuff, but as far as anything that happened after that, I'm totally blank.
Okay. So this was for you. You thought this worked out really well. And what's really neat too is we're coming into this whole thing with Hope being the Messiah, being the one who is giving mutant kind a chance again. So I think it was important to have Scarlet Witch because she's the one who took that chance away.
It also helps you, for the long-time readers, it brings you full circle because it reminds you that all of this did start with a disassembled 8 years ago.
And isn't it crazy that it
And the
hasn't
House of-
stopped?
and the House of
It's
M.
just been going. Oh, and come on. How can a
See-
book with MODOK be wrong?
See, I felt.
I mean, good God.
Well, I just felt that the Scarlet Witch portion was more important than the Hope portion of it. Because, I get it. Hope's an angsty teenager. You don't need, 15 pages to tell me that.
And that was
that's
going to be
all
my
it is.
argument. So he just
That's all it
out
is.
of there.
15 pages.
Yeah,
for
but
being
was it not awesome when she just headbutted her into submission?
That was pretty cool, yeah.
bam.
That was awesome. She's like, ow, and it just drops.
But I don't need, 4 pages.
Well-
Cyclops being like, come over here, Hope. And she's like, no, Dad. I'm not going to listen to what you say.
So
Well, it sets up her personality for those of us who haven't been following that.
yes,
stuff.
because Cyclops, it shows that her relationship to Cyclops, gives a lot of ranks, and it shows her mutant powers. And
It shows that in the first issue of the comic, too.
Yeah, but this is Zero. This gets you prepared and gets you set up. So and plus it leads in with this.
With the
The
Which
big
is
flaming
Force coming
Phoenix
towards Earth,
thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
For
spoilers!
those who are on,
You already said spoiler.
My God, Joey! No, I'm just playing. So we get the Phoenix. It's coming to Earth, and it's headed for her. So, with number 1, we've got here. Who wants to start?
what are we gonna
Start
read
with
it?
what? So are we reading it to the?
I'll read it. Blank panel, father, blank
Yeah,
panel, blank panel.
Well, they're not.
Blank panel, blank panel, blank panel, blank panel.
I gotta say,
I did not
page,
like.
page 2 with a giant phoenix like blowing up the city or
Yeah.
whatever this is.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was pretty neat because we start on an alien world.
Yeah,
and
that's getting destroyed.
that's getting absolutely ravaged.
Yeah.
It's not just destroyed.
It's ravaged. Excuse me.
It's just fun to say. It's getting destroyed by the Phoenix.
Look at me. I'm Ben. I own a thesaurus.
Still wasn't as cool as the celery.
What's that?
Still not as cool as the celery people in the original Dark Phoenix.
That is cool.
That was great. Yes,
The best part of that is the celery children in their arms.
Yes,
They're like,
yeah, because they tried to mimic this. So
Yeah.
they really tried.
Yeah.
And it didn't have quite the same impact because I eat
John
celery.
Byrne is a
I never
dog.
ate
Well,
celery.
that's it.
I
John
never
Byrne.
ate celery again.
After
that.
that,
Yeah,
it was
I was
over.
like, I was
Well,
like,
it's 'cause-
they've suffered way too much
That's
already.
because celery is nasty, though.
You know, why when you cook it right?
should
All
put some peanut butter
vegetables
in
with
there.
no, that's disgusting. You gotta cook them into like a stew so that they get softer.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong.
I have to say,
Other topic. All
I
right.
feel a little ripped off that the
We always
first
go
like
back to food too.
the first like 6 pages are blank with no words on them.
You know, I was mocking it, but I got to admit, John is looking pretty good.
the Phoenix page is awesome, but then
And after that,
I'm like, do we
What
really,
about-
do we really need much more?
what about that? Slowly arcing out, she covers it all. She's heading towards our world.
Maybe if they put more writing in, it could have been paced better. The whole issue.
Okay, all right. You're being very negative, sir.
Says the DC fanboy.
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
I'm usually, no matter what it is, the optimistic person, but right
No.
now I have a.
So it's
would like
DC
a better
fanboy
Batman
who
with
has
it.
Superman
Yeah,
with
what-
nothing but text in the Superman comic.
Well, that's a topic for another conversation. Although the newest issue of Superman was excellent.
I don't read Superman.
Doug was right.
I was just gonna bring out that when we look at that page where the Phoenix is just going over that alien city, you know, you just can see how ominous it might be, you know. Just
you can-
seeing the power of the Phoenix and what it can do to a city just by flying over it.
Well, and yes, and what you also, as you mentioned there with that particular panel, you can see just how advanced this civilization looks to be, and this force is just sweeping over it and
But
absolutely.
see, don't we
destroying
already know that?
it. You know, but you've got to consider.
But there
and
are
I know what
some
you-
of us who have never read the original Phoenix saga.
But wouldn't it be even more of a reveal even if you didn't know what the Phoenix was to not show it right away?
Well, as they get
you know,
deep,
most of us know.
I'm just saying.
as they get deeper into the story, it'll reinforce Cyclops' opinion that it needs to be bound to a human host to
To control
stop
it.
these incidents from happening.
So, all right. So as we go, we jump to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
We've got our current Avenger team. We get introduced to all of them. We get the little bickering and the fun, and we see something plummeting from the sky, causes a catastrophe, takes out
An airplane.
an airplane which crashes, or no, and then the whatever's coming down crashes through a building,
Mm-hmm.
and we get to see the Avengers in action and really just get introduced to them. This part was kind of silly to me though. So we've got the top of the building crashing, right?
Yeah.
And you know, Thor's containing the plane. She's like, I got it. So these people fall from the top of the building. Spider-Man catches them in a web with a ton of rubble, and no one's hurt.
Yes.
It's just
But
silly.
that's still, I do love when the guy says that's it and he's moving
Yeah,
from New
yeah.
York.
Yeah, well,
But being a non-Spider-Man fan and Spidey hater because my roommate, I like to think that it was because of Spider-Man's terrible joke, and not the
Yeah, I was gonna bring that out.
and not the plane crashing.
you know, and it was a very terrible joke.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I read it,
Yeah,
and
it's
As a maker of terrible jokes, I enjoyed it.
it's not a witty, you know.
it was not. Well, we've got a ton of writers on this thing. What'd they put? Like everybody and their mother listed on this issue. Jason Aaron, Brian Michael Bendis, Ed Brubaker, Jonathan Hickman, and Matt Fraction. Who do we blame for that? I say Bendis.
Bendis, yeah.
Because if you blame Fraction, we'll have to fight.
I blame Matt Fraction.
And now it's on. That's for next week's podcast. So, you know, the Avengers, and guys, stop me at any point if anybody has anything to say. But,
Yes.
but you know, we get the typical And here's the other thing. I am not a fan of these ARs
that was really confusing.
that are
me.
down here on the
Especially since
pages.
I had no clue what it was.
Yeah, give us a rundown. And you guys, when you see this on your book, they're randomly inserted in beautiful panels, and they take me out of the moment.
Exactly.
It's like I'm reading and someone's talking to me.
The point of the AR logo is they have an app you can download that's free for your iPhone or Android. That
Is it called AR?
Marvel. If you go to marvel.com/AR app. It's an easier way to do it.
Doing a lot though.
It's almost
I
like
mean,
when the
typing
TV
all
guys
that in.
start putting
I'm
a logo at the bottom of every
I'm
picture.
sorry, you have to open your web browser.
I'm not
That's doing
that,
a lot.
but I'm going to look in the App Store. While
Look
you're
at the
telling
App
me. So
Store.
go ahead.
What it does is you it basically turns your camera on and you hold it over the page, and it like shows you the different steps they went through, like the pencils and the inking and all that.
How does it know which page is
And-
which?
From the camera, I just said it turns the camera on, and you look through the camera.
Marvel AR, you can look it up on your
iDevice.
Yes,
And probably Android device.
And it is
Yes.
free, and
Yes.
it's gotten 4.5 stars.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's good rating.
and also some of it, what it does is it does
Is it better
like
than
director
Angry Birds?
commentary stuff.
Is
and
it better
like,
than Angry Birds?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe I don't. It's not a game, so I don't know. It does director commentary, like telling you, like someone will walk out. Look, actually, this is kind of cool. On one of them, you hold it over the page, and the guy actually walks out from the side of the panel, looks at you, and starts talking about the page.
That's creepy.
Who walks out?
On-
Is it
on the
Spider-Man
comic
or-
page.
No, I think it was
Somehow.
like Bendis.
I don't want Bendis on my phone.
I don't want him on my comic page or on my.
But I think it's cool.
Well, I'm downloading it now, and we'll test it out. In fact, it's working right now.
Are we
So-
testing it out live?
I'm going to test it out for the first time.
Oh.
Why does Marvel AR need to know my location? It's so ridiculous.
To know if you're doing it
Do
from
you
a
know if
comic
you're in an
store.
awesome comic book shop or not?
They'll
Which
know
we
the
are.
comic
Empire's
book.
Comic Books located.
Oh, there
at
you
Ful-
go.
Located
They're like-
on
they-
Fulton Avenue.
The
Oh,
one
good.
on KQCRA.
Oh, crap.
Spill coffee.
Sorry. Spilled coffee. Here, somebody mess with that real quick while I clean that up.
I always have to plug the store.
Someone else
Located
has
at
it.
Empire's
I already have
Comics.
my own.
Who's gonna try it?
That's because you're.
You are, because I already have one.
I'm gonna try this right now. This is gonna be interesting. All right. What is it doing? Dead air, not good. Dead air, not good.
That's because we're all staring at our comic right now.
We're all staring at our phone right now.
Here, you
So
wanna-
I'm just gonna say, if you're wanting to read along here, we're on the Nova page, and you need to get your Marvel AR app out and look at it.
Hi, my name is Brian.
And Nova appears to have a new costume.
That is amazing.
And then the first thing that happens is Michael Bendis pops onto your screen.
I know. This is.
He's talking about it.
I'm going to
That's
rate
pretty-
it with 1 star. And
I told him to read along, and
really?
do it on. Use your AR app on the Nova page to know what we just watched.
That's pretty cool. Siri, I want you to get Michael Bendis off my
It says
phone.
right there, Nova.
That's pretty cool. All right, so I'll play with it a
See?
little bit before I
See,
get
it's
it off
cool.
my phone.
A little bit, yeah.
Haters.
I can get
So-
down with it.
Yeah, go ahead. You were going to say something. Oh, you said haters. So, and who is it that crashes to Earth?
Nova.
No, which we've like
Man.
said 3 or 4 times now.
Oh, I was gone.
We said Nova like 5 times.
Okay, well,
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Nova.
Nova crashes to Earth and leaves the ominous, it's coming, it's following me, and then of course proceeds to pass out. Now,
What is
That-
what is with the panel of just like Cap's reflection on the dude's helmet?
I don't know.
He's looking serious.
I thought
They-
it was something
yeah.
ominous or something, foreshadowing of something coming this way. When you just see the reflection and just the serious look on his face through his helmet, the reflection.
yeah, because it's a silent panel, so it's just like,
Okay.
God,
He's like,
we
"I'm
got to do
Captain
something
America,
about
and
it.
I'm serious right now.
Yeah, well, and Captain America is deadly serious.
He is all the time.
He deals with
He's
a
old
lot
school
of
right there.
You,
Stick it in the mud.
yeah, you're not speaking German right
And-
now because of him.
That's respectable.
That is respectable, but there's nothing wrong with Germans.
You gotta love the Wiener Schnitzel
Yes, you do.
and strudel.
I'm a big fan of the Wiener Schnitzel. In fact, we had
Especially the one on Arden Way.
the one on Arden with that really funky building.
Yes, that's
Um,
awesome. That should give me free corn dogs for mentioning that.
You go talk to them. I'm sure they care. So, Nova pops up, and I had brought out Marvel Point 1 because this actually
Which came out
was
several months ago, I think.
the beginning. Yes, came out several months ago, and it was a
who
bunch
cares?
of beginnings to things. You had a Scarlet Spider preview that no one cared about. Where's he at? We got a big old Scarlet Spider fan in here. You've got a bunch of different things that are building up in the Marvel Universe, but the one that was important was it opens up with Nova fighting Terrax in this book. And it's clearly the Nova that crashed because he's got the black suit on. And we watch them battle. Phoenix Force shows up. Goes
That
on.
far back.
And so I don't know what's gonna
Why was it blue?
happen there, but it showed them coming in point 1, and now he's finally here. I was wondering when it would finally hit.
Sounds like a Nova ongoing to me.
You know, they never should have canceled Nova. I thought it was an excellent book.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Nova should get at least 2 monthly books.
Well, I don't know about
That's
2
not
monthly
what we're
books,
doing. And then
but
probably
I
should
would
read
read a monthly book.
One book every 2 months. That sounds good to me.
See, I wouldn't read a monthly book. That's one less sale right there.
No, I love the space stuff. I'm all about
Yeah, the
space things.
Space stuff is fun.
Now, what do you guys think about the way Cyclops trains Hope? I mean, we all know that Cyclops is the biggest jerk in the Marvel Universe.
I was gonna say.
That's
Yeah, I was
true.
gonna say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
He's very
But
tactician.
I was fine with him beating her down. I was fine with that. I was completely okay
Well,
with
does
that.
somebody want to tell us what actually happened? Because that sounds pretty bad. You just beating Hope down. So we're on
Not
Utopia.
responsible for the commentary.
Yeah.
Use of
Ron's going to add that at the beginning. So we're on Utopia, changing subjects. And Scott is rigorously training Hope, who
To fight without her powers.
to fight without her powers. Yes, because he's trying to teach her that
No powers.
there's people out there who will take your powers. There's people who hate you. You need to be prepared. And he's given her the smackdown.
But he can use powers, which is a little unfair.
You know, but their lives are unfair.
It's true.
I
They're
mean, when
mutants.
you get stuck in Murder World with a mutant inhibiting collar
Yeah.
on, what are you
Yeah.
gonna do? Where is Arcade?
That's happened to me
anyway?
on several occasions.
He's doing business as usual. No one seems to care.
Oh, you know,
Arcade
it's
is a
fun.
great. Arcade is a great X-Men villain.
You know what I think? I think Scott's kind of taking possession over Hope because, 1, she looks like Jean, and 2, she's getting the Phoenix Force. So he kind of feels like a relationship with the Phoenix
It is his
Force.
granddaughter.
How it's taken everything dear from him, and now when he looks at Hope, he sees Jean.
And there is a lot of that. I mean, they've been building up to this Phoenix thing for a while. With her, they showed it in her eyes way back. She's the little redhead. It's the first powers. They're like,
Yeah.
is something happening? And for those of you who don't know who Hope is, Hope was the first mutant born after Scarlet Witch had taken all of the mutants away.
She's the Messiah child.
Yes, she's the Messiah, and Cable immediately grabbed her. There was a big war over it, and
2 years worth of issues.
2 years worth of issues, and he ran with her through time to keep her prepared and to train her for this. Now she's back. Cable's gone, and Cyclops is
Cable's not
left
gone.
holding the.
Cable's back.
Kills back
Well,
too. Yeah.
you know, well, no, he left at the end of the
Did he really?
the what was that called?
Are you not-
Extinction.
no, he didn't. He was in the hospital bed.
He didn't leave. He's recuperating.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he
Yeah.
took off.
No, he's going to be involved in AVX.
What-
He's in the
what-
Well, see, well then here's the deal. Because if there were 4 issues of Cable whooping every member of the Avengers by himself,
Why is he in the hospital?
why is he not here to help Hope?
Because he's
he's
recovering
in the hospital.
Oh well, God!
He
And
just said that.
he lost the techno-organic
Because
virus.
Cable's a neutral.
Not when it comes to Hope.
Not when it
Well,
comes
that's
to
what I'm
Hope.
saying. He cares. He doesn't care about the X-Men. He doesn't care about the Avengers. He's a neutral.
He cares about hope. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. So well, maybe he'll show up, or maybe he's just too down and out. So they go through. They're training her. They know the Phoenix Force is coming, and then we get
Yeah, that page. That's a great page.
yeah.
Beautiful page, actually.
For
Yeah,
the audio only listeners.
Go go for it, Jeff.
Turn to page, whatever, AR4, whatever it is.
Basically, she's demanding what's going on, why are you training me like this, yada yada yada, and then she yells out, "Answer me!" And basically the Phoenix Force like shoots out of her and
She's
blows Cyclops away, which is always good for Cyclops to get Spectre out of.
Yeah, not far enough though.
She displays her Phoenix powers earlier on than I thought she was going to have them. I thought I thought you were going to build up to her getting it, but
Well, yeah, 'cause
She's showing it
They
in
keep
first
saying
issue.
it's coming. It's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
And
But
yet
she's
it's
obviously
here.
channeling what's coming in some fashion.
yeah, I thought we were going to wait a little longer, but apparently not.
Well, she's not ready. She's not ready for the Phoenix Force.
Well,
too
she's
young.
throwing it out right there.
Doesn't mean
that
she's ready.
page.
She's gonna get consumed by the power. That's what I think.
Well, that's why we have this skipping ahead just a moment, and then we'll come back as
I
we're
was just saying,
skipping.
pacing wise, I
the
thought they were
Avenger
going
way.
to wait a while.
I would have too, but the thing is, with the way this is going, I think they have to move fast. They've got 12 issues.
Bi-weekly, too.
And yeah, they've got to get to the fights. They've got to get to everything.
Congratulations on bi-weekly, by the way, because if they were to stretch this out over the whole year, that would get
really super.
Yeah.
It'd be like Secret Invasion by when the time the invasion actually came, and the invasion was like 2 issues after like 2 years. Like, I really don't care anymore. There was a cool She-Hulk tie-in, but that's about it.
She-Hulk gets mentioned.
Yet again.
That's because She-Hulk is so awesome.
Peter David She-Hulk and X Factor crossover, that was awesome. Don't hate.
Yeah, but everything in X Factor is awesome.
That's true.
Peter David is amazing. So
I gotta say, off topic though a little bit, or sort of on topic actually. I saw a cover for a comic where She-Hulk is fighting Rogue.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be awesome.
Comic.
But it looks great. But I wanted to see the cover where Ms. Marvel is fighting Rogue because
cool.
that's where she got all of her abilities from.
From
And that now,
abilities.
I mean, obviously Ms. Marvel came out on top. Everything seems fine with her. She's an Avenger. She's doing great. She's getting her own monthly series. She's gonna be Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Why are you skipping ahead?
Because I was going to talk. I skipped the Avengers because on what he said, she's not ready, and that's why Scott gathers together the big guns.
Yes.
And he says we need to make her ready because whether she's ready or not, it's going to come.
It's coming.
It's going to hit her, and each of us need to hammer it into her.
And he doesn't want what happened to Jean to happen to her.
Yes.
Or she's got to kill herself with a weird rake out of the ground.
Yeah, that was there. She pulled it up. She shot it.
It's just pretty convenient.
In science fiction domes, there's usually ray guns hidden.
I'm talking
No,
about...
Okay, good.
She knew from reading the Kree's mind where all the weapons were hidden.
No, he's just saying that it was random. There was a gun there, but no, it's not.
Random.
Well, you know what the funny thing about history is? The funny thing about history is it repeats itself.
It does.
It does.
This man,
Insightful thoughts from me.
insightful non-podcaster.
Foreshadowing right there.
I know if she,
History
what
always
this
repeats
no
itself.
because this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna get down to that, and we're gonna get to have Cyclops killed instead. He's gonna sacrifice his life to save her.
See,
I mean, like
think Jean's
X-ray?
coming back.
that's never going to happen.
Cyclops is dead.
What's going to happen?
gonna
I bet you my prediction for the end is that Hope's going to be dead.
That would be stupid.
That's my prediction.
12 issues just to watch her die.
Yeah.
My prediction.
What if this time,
Go back and read the Burn
What
run.
if
Then.
this time Cyclops kills the Phoenix?
Ooh.
That's not
That's
change
no.
enough. No.
He's not that big of a
I'm-
man to do that.
Okay, I'm flipping back here. I'm just curious what is going
Oh,
on.
yeah, we're gonna
What's
go back
going on
over
in
that.
this panel?
Okay, so
'Cause there's this
somebody
Phoenix
tell us
Force-
where we're at here with this.
What's it? They're the Avengers, not the Avengers, specifically Captain America and Iron Man are talking to the president.
The Avengers.
Yeah.
What more do you
Yeah,
need?
I guess so. Are discussing the Phoenix Force with the president, telling them what's
And the Joint Chiefs looks like.
what's going on. Yes, all the cabinet and whatnot, and then all of a sudden there's Phoenix Force outside their window. So I'm curious what's going on there.
No,
That's not window. That's monitor.
that's a
All
monitor.
monitors.
Yeah, it looks like a window,
Okay.
but yeah.
That was confusing me. I was like, why is there Phoenix outside the window?
Especially when Cap goes, "What was that?"
No,
Only the
that's
sensor wasn't in place during War Song. So.
They just got on this. They've had other things to deal with. Tony lost his memory.
Yes.
So yeah, and here we see. I mean, we got at the moment, Beast is still on Secret Avengers.
Yes.
Wolverine's still on the
Wolverine's
Avengers.
undecided.
He is, and which is ridiculous. Okay, let's go over this real quick. Let's start with you. Wolverine. What side does he need to fall on?
Honestly, I would say with the mutants because, he's a mutant himself. And I figured, he wouldn't turn against his own kind to help with the
except
Avengers.
that he has a history fighting Scott.
Yeah.
And the Phoenix too.
that
he has
too
a lot
with
of history with
his
Phoenix.
interest in Jean along with Scott's, interest in her as well. And, when that happened, all hell broke loose.
Yeah, and he's got the school with the mutants. So, what about you? What do you think?
Where should Wolverine be?
Yeah.
At the school protecting the kids from the Avengers.
And staying out of it.
Yes.
Even
really.
though he has some, I mean, not a huge attachment, but he's got the
Attachments.
duty to protect Hope.
Mhm.
He's just going to let sit by and let it consume her.
He's
yeah.
had personal experience with the Phoenix Force, and his feeling is that Scott is not thinking straight.
True.
Which would just
But-
create another schism.
So we're just going to put her in a room and then kill her if the force gets out of control?
Well, Maybe he's hoping Captain America's got a bigger game plan than that, but usually he doesn't.
Captain America works on the fly, my friend. That's his.
He's more of a big idea.
Yeah,
kind of
he's
guy.
got Shield to give him the intel.
And that's why Tony won the Civil War.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, he also won the Civil War because Millar wrote it.
Yeah.
So you're which side do you think you should be
I thought
on?
that Wolverine should be on the X-Men side. They're his family. You know, he's been with them for a very long time. I'm sure. I mean, sure they have their differences in the past, but whose families don't fight?
Yes.
And I think what's really good to the side is because I saw that some of the school staff and the kids are going to get involved.
Yeah.
So whatever side they get involved in, I'm sure is going to be the side that he chooses because he wants to protect them
True.
more than anything else.
Yes, and I'm right there with the X-Men side. I really think that's where he
There's
needs
family.
to fall.
It's family.
It is, and it's
Except the one problem with that is on the cover, he's on the Avengers side.
doesn't mean he can't flip.
He
Which is
switches.
funny
He
because-
switches in every promotional
I was going to
image.
say, he switches quite often in all the promotional stuff.
Because they don't want us to, they don't want us
Yeah.
to know where he falls. But he's got to fall with the X-Men. He's been through so much with them, and to side with a government agency just seems
over
ridiculous.
Over his family.
Over his family, yes.
I'm gonna keep saying the word family because it's important to me.
Family is important, and the X-Men are a family, and it's the bottom line when you get down to it.
It is scary that Magneto and Namor are on the family now, though.
Mm-hmm.
After all the things they've done.
Yeah, but Magneto's always flip flopped, and so is Namor. Remember they had the excuse, the oxygen, and the.
People seem to forget Magneto in Fatal Attractions when he EMP'd the planet and killed thousands. It's like, it's okay, Eric. You're sorry. You can come back.
Let's.
Well, you
cry
know
about
what?
Fatal Attractions.
You know what?
That's
Why
like 30
don't
years
they
ago.
come to Utopia and get him? Because
Yeah,
because Scott says he's okay. And honestly, when there's only a few hundred mutants, and Scott built that extinction team in Uncanny. I mean, you got Namor, you've got Magneto,
Psylocke.
Emma Frost, Psylocke.
That's the only one I know.
Or no, not Psylocke.
Colossus and Magic.
Psylocke showed up for the most recent thing.
Oh, is she not on the
Yeah,
Marvel?
no, but Colossus, Magic, Emma Frost, Danger. You've got to construct a team like that
Where's the X-Force?
to tell them that they can't do anything about it.
X-Force is a secret from the rest of the X-Men. The people who are in X-Force have not told the rest of the X-Men.
Wolverine still runs it though. I want them involved.
They will get
They
involved.
will.
I hope
They
they
will
do.
be.
Every
and,
single
they-
X-Men
and
will
if
be involved
Wolverine
in this.
doesn't show up with them, that would be very strange.
I just want to see Deadpool.
And then there's the other thing. I mean, we got X-23 on Avengers Academy now.
But
That's true.
That's why the X-Force members are on other X teams, though, because nobody knows.
Yeah.
True.
That's Cloak and Dagger stuff. Right?
True. So we get towards the end. We're on the end of the first issue. We've had it revealed that Phoenix is on her way to Earth, or it's on its way to Earth to inhabit Hope. And then
we think Hope.
well, you're right.
We're
Let's not be confirmed
fairly
yet.
certain, Hope.
You are correct. Everyone thinks it's Hope. Tony Stark was able to track the energy signature
'Cause they could throw us a
believe
curve.
that it's. They could. That would be very strange if somebody else took it on, but it is entirely possible. Maybe they'll give it to Emma and then kill her.
I saw covers with Iron Fist with Phoenix powers.
I did see that. I did see that. That very odd.
He has a.
So we're on the island after what we were talking about previously with Scott saying, you guys need to drill this into her. We need to train her. We need to get her
Prepare
ready.
her. Yeah.
And then who should show up on their doorstep?
Steve
None other than
Rogers.
the man himself, Captain America.
He would intimidate me. And
With that,
he would
with
bring the
that
best
jaw,
out of me at the same time.
His jawline itself intimidates me.
I would
page?
I would ask for a signature.
His jawline alone.
That's it. That's all it takes.
It rivals Bruce Campbell's in
Evil
greatness.
Dead.
In a greatness. So, why didn't somebody give us the rundown on Scott and him, on what happens?
Scott's not afraid.
It boils down
Boils
to
down
that.
to that, yeah.
But again, he's got an extinction team right behind him. I mean, he's Namor and
Well-
Submariner and Colossus with the Juggernaut's
With the
powers
Juggernaut power.
Yeah,
are
that is
sitting
kind of a-
behind him.
Not to skip ahead, but Cap's got some backup too. So.
Well, of course, Cap didn't
Yeah.
come here on his
Yeah,
own.
exactly.
But Cap's the man, and he came down first.
Face to face, yeah.
Face to face, and you notice he's still in the water. He's not
He hasn't
on
actually gotten
Utopia.
on the island.
Yeah.
What I do like in their exchange is when Cyclops pretty much says, "When have you ever helped us?" Really,
Yeah.
referencing seemingly the last time that Phoenix was around. He's like, "Well, where were you when that happened?" and they
Well,
weren't
and,
helping at all.
and everything they've been through. I mean, they're sitting
Yeah.
on an island off of San
Yeah.
Francisco
They've never really
with sentinels
anything for
watching them and
Yeah.
master mold coming after them.
They've
and
never
it's-
done anything for them. So he's
No.
like, why should I do what you want me to do?
Personally, if I was the X-Men, or if I was Cap, excuse me, I wouldn't be too intimidated by a bunch of mutants who live in San Francisco. No offense.
Dude, it's off
I
the
would-
coast of San Francisco.
Same thing.
It's on an
They're
island.
close enough.
It's a new country.
They're
It's
closer
a
than
different
we-
country.
They're closer than we are.
and
just saying.
Cyclops Cap tries to talk calmly, and
Yeah.
Cyclops, I think,
He's already
escalates it.
hostile.
Yeah, he was a
He-
leader
se-
to leader. You know, they
He's
wanted
seemingly,
to talk
but
man to man.
but Captain America brought plenty of backup. Does that mean that he was expecting something like this to happen? Because he brings like 15 Avengers with him, so that means that
Well,
he was already prepared
The
for.
helicarrier. You can't
He,
forget the helicarrier.
I mean, going there, and I mean, granted,
This is his buddy Scott. This is their buddies, the X-Men, who they've been buddy with for a while now.
Yeah,
There's
but
been
9
no-
times out of 10, you face another superpowered guy. There's gonna be a beatdown.
well, yeah, he's ready for it, and he knows that Scott has been
He brought Wolverine?
getting more and more aggressive.
Wait, what?
Well, hold on. Right
Wait,
here,
what? I didn't saw
says,
that.
It says, Cap says to him, "You do understand I wasn't asking." And Cyclops says, "I understood that completely," and then proceeds to blast Captain America with an optic beam.
I just like when Cyclops says, "Respectfully, get the hell off my island."
Yeah, and then you know what Cap's response to getting shot with an I-beam is?
Avengers
Assemble.
assemble.
That was pretty cool. I was like, that is awesome.
And what I liked is he didn't yell it. He doesn't want to have to do this. This isn't the course of action he would have liked to have taken,
Who do we have
or
here?
taken, but he knows that it was going to happen.
Well, let's be fair. Cap
Daredevil,
Cap works for the American government, and the government isn't too cool with all these mutants living on their own island off the coast of San Francisco. They haven't been cool with it since issue 500.
You know, and they're more than welcome to go try and take him off there.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The government's totally down with let's get these mutants off this island.
But
You
the
know.
government doesn't seem to care about Asgard in the middle of Oklahoma.
And this
Yeah.
fight,
And
is-
Asgard has like a shit ton of people.
And-
They've got residents
yeah.
from all of the 9 worlds just chilling out in the middle of
And they
a field
keep
in
getting
Oklahoma.
Forces
And they
from
keep getting
different
more.
dimensions coming through and destroying it.
Let's be fair though. That is Oklahoma.
Yeah, there's nothing in
Nobody cares about the
I have to
Midwest.
say, this fight looks really one-sided in this panel, though.
You know,
When you have-
I disagree.
Except for, I just noticed that in this shot, you do have more mutants in the background.
Yes, because you got Danger back there.
You
You
have
got
Warpath.
Hey,
I
there's
mean, that's all you
Domino,
need.
Doug.
Warpath is all you need.
Oh,
Did you
Doug's
see?
stoked on
Well,
Domino.
to be fair, though, like the X-Men overall are a lot better trained. They're guerrilla warfare fighters.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
They're going to be willing to do things that
Yeah,
the
but
rest
I
of
just
the
noticed,
Avengers are
though.
not willing to do.
And this is their home.
I'm
They're coming into.
Joey
This-
just noticed that, and that is surprising to me. That
What's that?
Freaking Wolverine.
Yeah.
is with the Avengers right there.
Well, he was. I mean, how else was he going to get there? He doesn't
Yeah,
fly.
I guess, yeah.
He was with Cap at 10
See, the thing with
pages
Wolverine,
earlier.
I think he's
I
gonna
also like-
flip-flop sides.
maybe Magneto.
Oh,
gave him
he
a
has
ride.
to.
He's
I also
gonna
like
go.
how Namor could not hide his respect for Captain America.
Oh
Yeah,
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 he lays
yeah.
it out
He
there.
was like, I know
Almost
that
if Captain
man.
America actually physically asked him, he would almost have to do what Captain America says.
Yeah. He's like, I know
Yeah,
that
he-
man well.
He means Captain America means business.
Well, I love this part. He's like, Cap goes, the Phoenix Force is coming to Earth, and all of our experts feel it's headed towards
It says
hope.
Wolverine.
And yeah, Cyclops goes, "You're experts? You mean Wolverine?" It's like doesn't take much to
It
piece
does,
this
yeah.
together.
Now, who do we got here for the Avengers too?
Doctor Strange,
Strange.
Black
Doctor
Panther,
Strange.
You got
Daredevil,
things,
Spider-Man.
Doctor Strange is not Sorcerer Supreme anymore though, so he's not
Black
nearly
Widow's
as.
not.
as
Well,
He's
no
powerful.
one is technically. No one is Sorcerer Supreme
thought-
ever since
is
Brother
Voodoo dead?
got
Yeah.
killed.
I thought the Red
He
Hood.
got the Red Hood is not the Red Hood is not.
As soon as
Sorcerer
Brother Voodoo got it, we knew he was dying.
Yeah, the Red Hood is not Sorcerer Supreme anymore. Neither is Brother Voodoo. So
So
by
there's no
default,
Sorcerer Supreme.
Doctor Strange is still the Sorcerer.
All
Supreme.
right. Well then,
Thank God we got Patty here. We'd have no idea who Sorcerer Supreme.
this is Pattypedia.
Yeah, Patty.
Who is this behind Power Man and Iron Fist? Who's that?
Yeah, who?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mockingbird,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mockingbird.
Hawkeye's
that was the only
estranged wife,
That was the only
who
one that
came
I
back
had no
from
clue.
the dead lately.
That was the only one that I didn't
Well,
know.
it's comics. What'd you expect?
Why is
True.
Spider-Woman flying?
Because
she
she
can
flies.
fly.
She can fly?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
She-
awesome.
So you know what? Go
Read
go
some
back to
Marvel.
DC.
I know, right?
buddy.
Yeah, go back to DC and read some more
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know
Spider-Woman
that she could fly. That's weird.
Come
That's
on, man.
right.
Come on.
I didn't even know that.
Come
He's
on.
like, that is so weird.
In his defense,
Spiders
it's kind of a
can't
random
fly.
power for a spider person to have.
It
She's
is
got
kinda
little
random.
gliding wings right under there. I'm
She-
going
she
back.
could-
You know what? I'm going back to see if she flew earlier in the issue.
She might have.
And she didn't actually.
Spider
So,
Woman
That could
actually
indicate
fly.
that she could web sling and then glide instead of flying.
well, original
So it's not-
back a while in the beginning, I believe she just glided.
Spider
and then I
Woman
don't-
Which
doesn't-
makes
she
sense
doesn't
then.
web
Yeah, it makes
sling, she
sense.
flies.
So overall, and then we end it with the battle imminent, which sucks.
Because we all want to see.
I know.
We
We
all
all
want to
want
see
to
what's
see
going to happen.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, honestly,
and we
so-
end it with the Phoenix flaring up in
Yeah.
Hope's eyes.
I think she's gonna tear up the Avengers next issue,
Okay,
or tear up a
gotta
good,
say, though,
at least a good majority of them.
I gotta say though, I kind of like the I like the tease to the fight, but not showing the fight, just because it gets you hooked and it makes you want to buy the next issue.
This is
Yes.
true. And then,
It
yeah,
makes good things from a
Got
marketing
me
does.
hooked
standpoint.
already.
does.
I'm ready for the second issue.
well,
Yeah,
we've
I'm-
got
Got
these.
2 weeks.
What? Okay, sir. Go
I
to
was
the end
pissed.
here. We're looking at some excuse
look
me,
at
some
that cover.
previews for the next one. We haven't got there yet. Which one of those gets you the most excited?
The one that just gets me is the Colossus and the Red Hulk going
yeah.
at it.
That's the one.
And,
That
and
jumps
it's,
out.
it's
That's
Colossus
That's the one that jumps
too.
out right
It's-
there.
Hulk
We-
smash.
We've got, in case you guys, or if anybody doesn't know, I'm sure you're all familiar with Colossus. I know you know Juggernaut. During the recent
Fear itself.
Fear itself, they had to take out Juggernaut. The only way, ultimately, that they could do it was to convince Sidorak that Juggernaut was no longer his avatar. He gave the powers to Colossus, so now Colossus is the Colossonaut. Or whatever you want to
yeah,
call it.
Wait a minute. You read Fear Itself?
So that's the one you
You
want to
just
see.
got
That's the one I
zapped.
want to see.
That one looks like it should actually be really good.
That was good.
I want Colossus
See,
to
that could,
mop the floor with Talbot.
I do too.
Yeah.
Because that could actually get me to buy Uncanny X-Men. If that fight's in that book, I will buy that.
It,
'Cause
it
that-
has to be.
it
If
gets
that
me-
cover is just a
It
tease,
gets me
I'm
too
going to be
pumped
so
up.
pissed.
It gets me too pumped up. I'm like, Colossus.
Watch it.
Pound
They go
Ross
through the
in
whole
the
thing.
ground.
Yeah, and then it's like in the background.
He's got a pound Ross in the ground.
I gotta say, the one I find interesting is the Wolverine and the X-Men #9, just because it's showing Wolverine being conflicted about what's going
Yeah.
on. He doesn't
You're
know.
right. That's where what we were talking about is going to happen because that's his book and that's the school.
Mhm.
So that's where he really has to make a decision about what he wants to do.
I think he's going to be on the Avengers side. I think he feels that the Phoenix Force is uncontrollable, and it's going to take everything that everybody loves and just leave nothing left in its path.
You know what? Then he needs to not be at the school. He needs to just get out.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
when your
Oh,
kid,
yes,
when
really.
your child won't, is unrully and he disrespects you. You kick him out.
Being a father, you know so
I have two lovely children. One of them is locked in the office right now.
Oh my god. Along with that, I was just thinking, with Wolverine being right in the middle, with Cyclops having that vendetta against the Phoenix, which, since Jean Grey, he probably has more of a personal vendetta where he'll do anything to stop the Phoenix, and while Wolverine knows that Cyclops is, probably putting more personal issues on that than, thinking about the rest of the world.
No, that's very true. Because Cyclops, he tends to get a little hot-headed.
I thought that he would not want the Phoenix Force on the Earth, but he seems to be taking the opposite direction of it, since the Phoenix is a sign of rebirth.
That's what it looked like in the previews.
Well, he has trouble
symbol for
separating
rebirth
Phoenix
that
from
he would.
Jean.
He wants it there because he thinks that there could be an influx of mutant births.
Yeah, and that's
from,
one thing we
the
completely
Phoenix
glossed
coming
over when
Yeah.
we got all
Yeah.
excited about the fight.
We were like, yeah, there's a fight!
So, Hope is supposed to be the Messiah, bring in more mutants, and yeah, you are correct. He believes that the
And her,
Phoenix.
the Messiah, getting the symbol of rebirth, the universal symbol of rebirth, the cosmic force of that could mean an influx of mutants.
And where
More than 200.
Yeah, here's how he puts it when he's talking to the extinction team. He says we're an endangered species when we were supposed to be the next step of human evolution.
Yeah.
And that he's hoping she will bring it back. Now you pointed to something else, what's there?
Oh, I thought it was what you were. It's basically Cyclops talking to Cap about the same thing.
Yeah, one could argue that the Phoenix coming here in the right vessel is maybe mutant kind's last best hope. And Cap's response, what? He's like, it's a force of rebirth, Cap.
He just
but-
expected him to go along with his plan, clearly.
I don't think he did. I just don't think he expected,
So much resistance.
to have to
To have a fight go down.
Yeah, to go down like this, because it's going to be knocked down, it's going to be dragged out,
It is.
and ultimately the X-Men are going to come out on top because that's what they do. They're survivors, and they have been through much more than
Much worse.
The Avengers living in a pretty little mansion have been.
I just want to say, if Steve had asked Tony what to do, Tony would have given him better advice.
Then if he asked
From the one Iron Man fan in the
What could he have possibly? What could Captain America have possibly done differently? Because
How could that have been
from my
handled
point of
better?
view, I didn't see anything wrong with what Captain America did.
I don't think he could have done anything differently.
I think as much as you hate him, what Tony would have done is he would have come in
Guns blazing.
undercover and just taken Hope. That's what he would have
He
done.
would have kidnapped
That's
Hope
possible.
right then and there.
But that would have caused even worse.
That would
backlash.
I think that potentially could have been pretty freaking
straight
bad.
up declaration of war.
Yeah, then it would have been on.
But
Then probably hitting on her then too.
But,
Yeah, well.
but that still would have been better for the Avengers because there's a war going already, and they still would have had hope.
You know, I don't think
Alright.
that he would. I don't think
You know?
he would have gotten in there. I really don't.
many psychics.
They do have many,
Yeah.
but he doesn't. What if he has like a magneto metal helmet on?
Well, the Avengers
his
are
Iron
going
Man
to
suit.
sell those at Walmart.
He is Tony Stark.
If anybody can make it,
Well,
Tony
no,
can.
that's part of the reason why. It's part of the reason why Scott told Hope you need to stop leaving the island.
Yeah, which was in the.
She could have got sniped. At any,
which
she
is
could have got
zero, yeah.
sniped at any moment.
Yeah, and you know, and that's what they should have waited for. They're like, wait, we got all these reports of her stopping criminals. Maybe we should just wait till she goes out at night.
They should, she's an angsty teenager. She's gonna.
You know,
leave.
Cap wanted to give give Cyclops
A chance to
choice.
cooperate.
a chance to do what he thought was the right thing, even though he
Even though
clearly
Cap's wrong.
knew that. I said what he thought was the right thing, but I mean, from his perspective, you don't leave that kind of a weapon just sitting around.
Yeah.
It's like leaving a loaded gun
Well, it's not.
on the table.
That's like leaving a loaded gun in a baby's hand.
Yeah.
In Cap's point of view, though, it's not a weapon. It's a destructive cosmic force. Cap's looking at it like Galactus. Cap's looking at it as something that's gonna come down, burn everything to a crisp, and then leave because that's what it does.
Yeah, but Cyclops is looking at it completely differently.
Cyclops thinks it's a weapon. Cyclops thinks it's a tool.
He doesn't
that
think
can
it's
be used.
Well,
Not
Cyclops
necessarily
knows
a weapon.
The
Well,
thing-
it's a tool then.
Yeah,
Cyclops thinks that it's that it coming down, possessing Hope is gonna be the second chance.
Yeah, it's like his Hail Mary.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Hail Mary pass. Like
well, the Phoenix Force is actually in love with Scott.
No, wow, that's sad.
This has been covered in the past.
Wait, it is. We're not talking about the real X Factor, which is Spider-Man. And Spider-Man is on the Avengers side, so obviously I'm going to have to side with the Avengers on this one.
And on that note, thank you everybody for listening to the podcast. Thank you guys for coming down. Anything you want to say about?
I can give a final overview.
Go for it.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Actually, yeah, going back to that Colossus versus the Hulk. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Red Hulk's gonna get his butt kicked, but you know what? In my own opinion, I really want to see the Green Hulk and Colossus just go toe to toe. And I remember on Fight is going like really old school back is when World War Hulk came down. You had those side issues where the World War Hulk took on the whole X-Men team and then just pimp slapped the heck out of everybody and twisted Colossus' arms, backhanded the Juggernaut all the way into the water. I mean,
Yeah, but he was pretty pissed then.
Yeah,
He just
I mean,
lost
that's
his
what-
wife
that's
and
what-
babies.
Yeah, that's why I want to see the Green Hulk and Colossus just go toe to toe. No Red Hulk, nothing. I want to see that. So
Well, we're not getting any Green Hulk crossover action.
Not
yeah,
yet.
from
Not
a
yet,
lot
at
of the
least.
promotion,
Yeah, that I've seen. I haven't seen it.
the promotions we had like all that stuff with the Green Hulk, and then here we had the Red Hulk.
It's that he's neutral. And
Hulk
it's,
smashes.
You know, he's just
'Cause
off
he doesn't
doing his
really
own
care.
thing. Yeah, there he is on
Yeah,
the promo
right
thing.
there. Yeah, it's all
Oh.
it's only
He's
got
under
the
Green
Green
I
Hulk.
mean, if he's gonna come in, he's gonna go join his little buddies at the Avengers Mansion, have some tea.
Wow, we got a Hulk hater here, don't we? We got a
He's
Hulk
an
hater.
Avengers hater.
No, I'm just the Avengers are bullies.
Hulk smashes.
I want to see
I just-
Green Hulk versus Rogue. Throw down.
Are you
Green
kidding?
Hulk versus Rogue.
Didn't they have that in the-
She-Hulk
versus Rogue? Right?
Yeah.
Didn't they
Yeah,
have that
that's
in the-
better. That's
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Actually, they had a what if on that, where what if Hulk killed Wolverine and Rogue did that, he was busy kissing him and Hulk knew what she was doing and beat the living crap out of her. Yeah.
You gotta watch out for those ones.
I can't really decide because they're both so sexy. I don't know which one to pick.
Joey?
I gotta say, last thoughts. I don't like the art in this book.
Well,
What
you don't
book?
like John, you don't like John Romita Jr.
You got glasses on?
JR,
Are you talking
They're
about
the
the
wrong
issue?
prescription.
Did you switch issues?
I think
on
we
us?
read
Like,
Supreme.
Is that a decent comic you got?
Did you pick up a
I don't
Doctor
know,
Who comic?
I don't like the way he draws faces for some reason. It just bugs me. I don't know what it is.
Look at Cap's jaw. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Hey,
I don't know.
all you gotta say is Amazing Spider-Man, Harry Osborn's hair. That's all you gotta say. JR,
I don't
Harry Osborn's hair.
You gotta
It's
get
the
it.
same-
You gotta go
Nobody
back.
gets it.
It's the same artist who does Kick-Ass, I think.
Yes,
and
it
it
is. Yep.
makes sense in Kick-Ass. It has a gritty feel that makes sense there. And here it doesn't make sense to me.
Dude, this is gonna be knocked
Legendary.
down, drag out.
It's gonna be a fun fight. It's not gonna be a gritty.
Oh, it's gonna be
noir.
dirty. People are gonna be dropping left and right. They're all gonna be Avengers.
I just hope.
Oh, wow.
Just hope.
Till Tony
that
Stark
there's
opens the can and
actually-
whoop ass.
I just hope there's actually a winner at the end of this, and it's not
Oh
one of
yeah,
those BS.
I really hope it is too.
Yeah,
Cop
the
out
Phoenix
ending.
flies off into space, and they're like, next time.
But like next time we're throwing down.
Yeah,
Or they hug at the end or
Or-
whatever.
there's gonna be no love between the Avengers and
Or-
the X-Men.
Yeah, after this.
Phoenix is.
Hopefully.
Or at least for a while.
Yeah,
They're gonna be. Not
yeah.
gonna
We
be
all
buddy.
forgave Tony after Civil
Or
War.
Yeah.
Or
I
Colossus.
didn't. I didn't.
Colossus has always taken the blame for hesitating in the original Dark Phoenix saga, and he's got the Juggernaut power now.
Yeah. He could
That would be rough. I'd hate to have him do that to Pete.
And
Though.
with all the bad things that have happened to Pete.
Yeah.
Doug certainly is the voice of reason.
And
And I just want to say, how come it's okay for Batman to be a dick, but not Tony Stark?
Oh.
because Batman's
Batman's
better.
Because Batman's always been a dick.
And Batman I was gonna say works with Cap, so he has to live up to that. But Batman works with Superman. So
Yeah.
there's no winning this. All right, well, any last words? Sir?
I'll just say that I enjoyed the issue, loved it. I gave it 4 out of 5, I think. But I just wish
Oh,
it was.
that's 8 out of 10 stars.
I just wish it was paced a little better.
What-
I just didn't like. I felt it was like we were at slow to medium pacing until we got the last 4 pages, and all of a sudden we jumped through a lot of action. Like we jumped through a lot of stuff.
There was a lot to build. Okay, I can see a little bit of that, but maybe it's all these people working together.
Well, I mean, from what I understand, they're having teams do certain parts of it.
Yeah, because this one was scripted by Bendis.
So
Part of
that's
it's
why
like-
that's probably it's not going to be as good as it.
Well, I really
Wow.
loved the Fraction and Brubaker parts.
Oh.
No, I liked it. I
in
really
the Zero
liked it.
issue, it was the Bendis part that was better.
Tell Fraction or tell Brubaker to go back to writing detective noir, and Fraction can go mess around with all the hammers. Dude, give me a break. They are so overstretched and overused. It's
You are the
tired.
worst
It is
podcaster,
tired.
man.
It is tired.
You don't even read Iron Man or Defenders.
I don't read Iron Man.
You see,
I don't.
And
I
you
should
should.
say Bendis is way overstretched.
They're both
He's
overstretched.
writing way too many books.
They're taking him off. He's toning down.
This
I don't
is
know
gonna
if
be
that
his-
was his opinion or his choice, or if it was Disney.
I
This
just
is
want
going to
to.
be his swan song off the Avengers, too. After this is done, he's off the Avengers.
I just want to say, you meet people who say that opinions are never wrong. You've never met Joshua Cargan.
Oh,
I rolled my eyes at Josh so many times right now, and he's yelling.
what would I know?
Not a lot.
Yeah, right.
No, he has. You have great opinions. You just don't like much more than Spider-Man.
No, I like a lot. I don't feel afraid to share my opinions. That's all. No matter
right.
how extreme they are.
No matter how wrong they are, he's
Yeah,
gonna
right.
share them.
These
He's gonna tell you.
These two are roommates, by the way.
I'm just saying,
Figure it
before
out.
you judge Fraction, you should read.
I've read Fraction. I loved Fraction's Punisher, but as soon as they took him off the Punisher and put him on Uncanny, he drove Uncanny into the ground. It was awful.
That was. that
I
stings,
read it.
man.
You know what? You can say whatever you want about me, but I read it.
Yeah, Fraction and Kenny.
I read it.
I read a few issues of Fraction.
You read a
You know,
few
we're not-
issues,
we're not
really? I
issues
read all
of
of
Fraction.
it.
And
pretty bad.
now
Really?
this is
Yeah,
just
exactly.
all
So
over the
I'm
place.
wrong for saying Fraction can't write X-Men. So I'm wrong. No, I loved his Punisher. I have Punisher
He
issues.
couldn't write X-Men at that time.
I have Punisher issues by him signed.
This-
I loved his Punisher.
This
I
is
went
deteriorating.
to get
They
those
did
Punisher
deteriorate
issues
a
signed.
A long
minutes
time ago.
ago.
Yeah.
It's deteriorated a long
From
time.
issue
I think
from
we can edit that out.
No, Ron's not going to do anything.
Don't
But,
edit anything.
but we are going to call that a night. Thank you guys all for coming down. And if you guys want to be on the podcast, let me know. Hit me up on Facebook, email me, call me. And you can find all the show notes up on empiresopenpodcast.com. Thank you very much, and have a great night, guys. Music by Seeker. Did you already stop? it?
It's on the video.
I can't find my.
It's on the video.
I can't find my